Gentlemen, oh my God, that skin of yours, amazing. You know what else is amazing? The fact that we have been doing this for, what am I talking about? Gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley, starting a business, building a brand. This one, say it with me, big number 100. We've been doing this for 100 weeks, 100 episodes. And quite frankly, I've never done anything that, that consistent that long. And I'm impressed with myself. I'm also impressed that you have been so incredible. And so, although this video is not live, which I apologize, we're going to do a live video next time we are all together in Chicago. It'll actually be in January. January, we've already set our end of the year meeting, which will be actually at the beginning of next year. And our quarter four meeting is January, this coming January. And so we will make sure that we carve out some time for you and do a live video. So it's not going to be our normal time, but we'll get to that in the future. There's lots of vlogs between now and then, but this one is 100 and it's special. And so Tiege Hanley has been built by you. You've embraced Tiege Hanley, you've embraced this vlog, and honestly, it's incredible. It's really awesome that we've done this and that you've been along for the ride, because honestly, you are the reason why Tiege Hanley is where it is. And 100 weeks into this, we are doing great. Things are incredible. We are just every day pinching ourselves. It's like, is this really happening? The amount of people that we have gotten to sort of take care of their skin and to embrace skincare it's crazy. And it's just so good to be in a business that feels this good, to know that we're doing the right thing, to be in business with incredible people. And I consider you like my business partner, because like I said, it's you that has been the reason why Tiege Hanley has been so successful. And so for that, you rock. Now let's get to some questions. All right, so this first question is actually just a general question that we've seen a few times on a few of the vlogs, and it has to do with SPF. SPF is the stuff in our AM moisturizer that protects you and your face from the sun's harmful rays. There are some passionate people that think that sunscreen and SPF is bad. Is bad because it affects hormone levels, and there's been, research that has shown and all that good stuff. And so basically the question is, well, why are we putting SPF in our moisturizer if there's been research that has shown that it has affected hormone levels? Here's the deal. The way that we kind of feel at Tiege Hanley is there is undisputable evidence and proof that the sun does have harmful rays and affects your skin in a negative way. And it is critical that you protect yourself if you go out into the sun. And so from day one, we have been incredibly passionate about that AM moisturizer having an SPF of 20, not 15. We go above and beyond to offer more skin protection in our AM moisturizer. There are a few different reasons for that. Reason number one is, and from my personal, reason, my wife has had skin cancer 2 times, basal cell carcinoma. She had a place on her chest that got cut out. It was basically the size of this remote control in between her chest where the sun, and she wasn't protecting herself. And then she had one on her shoulder, dug out and cauterized. And then she's got another place on her lip that right now is precancerous from the sun. And this is because she didn't use protection going out in the sun, and she has fair skin. Rob, my business partner, his father passed away from skin cancer. And it was because growing up, he didn't protect himself. He went out in the sun, and it just never was a thing. And so his father passed away in his 50s. And so Tiege Hanley has a very strong connection, and the reality is that the sun can F you up. Because sunscreen is such an important thing and protecting yourself is so critical to you not only not aging, it's also critical to you not dying, in our opinion. And so we feel like the risk of not including an SPF outweighs the few studies, and I'm not trying to dismiss the studies that have been done, right? But There are studies done on everything, and everything's bad for you. Everything, affects your hormone levels. Like, you shouldn't be drinking out of plastic. You shouldn't be, eating, meat that has, like, there's all sorts of research done that proves a point if you've got an agenda. Is all I'm saying. Not that I'm trying to discredit anything, but we at Tiege Hanley definitely believe in our SPF, and we are proud that it's in there. And quite frankly, if you're not using an SPF, you should be protecting yourself some other way. Tiege Hanley is not removing our SPF. We are not apologizing for it. We are very proud of the fact that we use an SPF 20. There's all sorts of government regulations around using SPF and claiming to have an SPF. And so, the sun hurts you. This is indisputable. It can damage your skin, and in some cases, it can kill you. And so it's critical that you protect yourself. And that's kind of all I have to say about that, other than, if you're somebody who is worried about SPF, don't use Tiege Hanley. Like, that's it. Like, we're not for everybody, and we're not going to apologize, but it's not for you if you're worried about that. And so thanks for the response, thanks for the question, and take care. So now I would like to read some of the comments. Oh, Davor Pavlik, just want to give you a shout out because I laughed when first off, you have been incredible. You have given us some of the best comments, and we just really appreciate you being around. And your comment on the last vlog, I got 99 problems, but Tiege isn't one of them, I thought was actually really funny. So thanks, brother. We appreciate you, just like we appreciate everyone, but you have been you've caused us to, you've challenged us, and you've challenged some of the things that we've said, and we appreciate it. So thank you, buddy. It is awesome having you here. Carlos Rodriguez says, if Tiege ends up being huge, obviously it's a major success, but I mean like massive growth, will you ever build your own factory? I can't imagine it'd be cheap, and that's why I'm suggesting you'd have to grow first, but is it even on the table? And the answer is no. We're not experts. We're not a lab. To be a lab and to have sort of that whole, like that's like, you want to talk about restrictions, you want to talk about just processes, and like, no. And that's one of the things I think from, you've got to know what your competencies are and what you're not. Other people are much better at that than we are. Even though our chemist has like his little chemistry stuff and cookers and stuff to make, like, it's not a lab. And so let the professionals be the professionals. Let us just sell skincare and get them to your handsome ass face. But great question. Next question. I got Noah. Says, hey Aaron, I'm a senior at high school right now and haven't decided if I want to go to college, university yet. I'm leaning towards a career in entrepreneurship, and as you are a serial entrepreneur yourself, yes I am, what are some of the ways that post-secondary or college or university has benefited me, my career as an entrepreneur? That's a tough one. That is a really tough question. A lot of people ask, is college necessary? And the answer is no. More than ever now, it is not necessary. When I was growing up, it was either, you took college courses, which prepared you for college, or you took more like trade skills, like shop class and learn to work on cars and things that are going to, if you weren't going to college, that's what they taught you. Now, things are totally different. The game has changed. People coming out and out of high school the internet has changed the world in terms of opportunities. But that being said, I feel that college benefited me. And the reason it benefited me, in my opinion, was that A, I learned a bunch of stuff I wouldn't have known before. Now, I didn't really learn until I got out of college and sort of got my feet wet and tried a bunch of different things. But if it wasn't for college, I don't know that I would have had the same opportunities. I don't know. It's really kind of tough to say, because I know a lot of people who don't go to college, they have a head start. They're 4 years, 5 years ahead of somebody who is graduating. Now, if you're going into something specific, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, an accountant, something that needs, advanced education, then absolutely you need to. But in terms of being an entrepreneur, I don't think you necessarily need to. College is definitely not right for everybody. I would say if you're on the fence, maybe don't go. Maybe you go and you work for a year and maybe then decide. Because one of the biggest things that blows my mind, or I should say that sucks, is when people go thinking that it's expected of them. And they get there and they just F off the whole time, and they drink and they party and they don't have discipline enough to actually do what they need to do. And they end up failing out. Then they've spent a bunch of money. And then it's like, okay, well, what am I going to do now? If you're not ready, if you don't think college is for you, don't go. Get a job, work, and then it might be something that you do in the future, or you might find a direction or a career that is right for you and do your own thing. But I'm not going to say that it's needed or necessary. For me, I'm glad I went because it taught me some stuff. I went for business, but I really did all the learning after I got out. That's the truth. Don't Annoy Me has a great question. He says, I'm 16 years old. I want to start working out, but my mom says I got to wait until I'm 21 so my body is fully developed. Should I wait? I would have your mom, or I would do the research for your mom and show her that that's kind of like, that's like old school thinking and not actually, actually reality. It won't stunt your growth. Now, certain things you don't want to do. You don't want to, go too heavy. You're still growing and all that good stuff. But as far as like stunting your growth in terms of working out with weights, it just ain't happening. Mohsen Kassir, sorry buddy for butchering your name. You seem very passionate about Tiege, Pete and Pedro, and Alpha M. Do you ever see a possibility of you needing to give up some businesses for others because you'll possibly grow and potentially need more time? And the answer is no. Honestly, I don't. The number one thing I have to do is create content. Alpha M is sort of what makes the world go round. And, the other businesses, Tiege Hanley, I've got great partners. I do what I do, and that's all I really need to do at this point. Pete and Pedro, I wear a lot more hats than at Tiege Hanley, but, it's something that I love doing. And so right now, no, but that being said, I'm not taking on any additional stuff. There was an opportunity that was presented to me a few months ago, actually, about this grooming tool, and it was like a beard. And anyway, long story short, it was a great opportunity. But at the end of the day, I had to be honest with myself. I don't want to take on any more responsibilities or obligations or businesses because I feel like if I did, something would suffer. That's just the way that it is. I mean, the number one most important thing that I have to do in a day is make YouTube videos. Like, that's it. Like, everything else sort of has to revolve around that. But as I've gotten busier, it's become a lot more challenging. And so, I work super hard Monday through Friday. But lately, I've been traveling a lot, and I'm having to work on Saturdays and Sundays, and it's just part of it. But in terms of giving one up, I would rather work harder than have to give up either or any of my businesses. Mickey6 has a great question. It's something that blew my mind the other day when I was in Chicago, and I actually found out the tax rate that Chicago pays. Anyway, the sales tax. Anyway, Mickey6 says, hey Aaron, I'm 20 and an entrepreneur and have been all my life. I live in California and our taxes, real estate, gas, and pretty much everything is expensive as hell. Do you think it's a good idea to relocate before launching a major business endeavor, or use the expensive market as a way to succeed because cheaper services and products are in demand? Thanks. I don't know if I read that right. Anyway, it's up to you, man, but all I know is there's a reason why certain states are better for business and more pro-business than others. Chicago, just to give you an example, sales tax is 10%. In Georgia, it's 6%. That, like, when I realized that, like, it like blew my mind. I'm like, what? How can people afford, in these more expensive areas like California, New York, companies are leaving like crazy because they just can't afford to do business. And if they can afford, they can move somewhere else to another state that has a lot of other, incentives for small businesses, and they could thrive. They could have so much money. And so really the answer should be, or the question you should ask yourself is, what is the question? What is the question you should ask yourself? Do you want to maximize your profits, or do you want to live in California? Yes, there's a great talent pool in California, and I guess it really depends on your business. If your business is more like location specific, if it's a service and you're doing, snow removal, you don't want to live in California because there doesn't snow. You get what I'm saying. I would say that if it doesn't matter where you live, I would definitely explore to see what states are incredible. Tennessee, Chattanooga is wonderful. It's a great, I don't think they have state income tax. Also, Florida, no state income tax. So, and what I mean and why I get all excited about state income tax, your tax rate, say Chicago is 10%. So you pay a federal, say it's 30, 39%, 24%, whatever your federal income tax rate is, you pay that to the federal government. But then you also pay a state tax or for states that have income tax. And so in Georgia, it's 6%. So you can tack on whatever your federal rate is, you tack on 6%, and that's your total tax liability. In Florida and in Chattanooga or Tennessee, it's 0. So all you pay is federal. And so that's like major. If you're making big bucks, that's like big money you'd be saving. And so you want to live in California or you want to make more money? It's up to you. And on that note, you can actually do a Google search on best states for business, and you'll find all sorts of information. What's next? Can Tiege be used for women? Yes. Also, I just came across Bulldog Skincare. It's much cheaper than Tiege Hanley. It's organic. No, it's not. We already covered that in another vlog, and gives you a lot more product inside the tube. Alpha, we know you've tried Bulldog, and is it honestly a strong competitor? Sorry. The answer is no, it's not a strong competitor. Bulldog gives you a lot of product. There's a reason they can give you a lot of product for a little price. It's cheap ingredients. Tiege Hanley is like nuts in terms of quality. The ingredients are super luxe, super high end, and there is no comparison. And so when you really do the math, you do the breakdown, Tiege Hanley is not only a better value in terms of how many products, what you get, it's also a better quality by like a multiple of 10, in my opinion. Actually, not my opinion, but whatever. Daniel Tuma says, what are your goals for 2018 in terms of growth, new products, etc.? Products are simple. Acne system, we've got it sort of pretty much worked out. We've got the final bit of testing that's going on right now, but acne is going to be launching and rolling out next year. In terms of goals, we really haven't discussed as a team, but something that I know that collectively we're working on is to add members to our team that can help take us to the next level. We're looking for a marketing director, somebody who can sort of take Tiege Hanley to that next level and sort of oversee some of the other people underneath that fall into the marketing budget or bucket. Figuring out that cold conversion mechanism. What is that message that gets somebody to buy and try Tiege Hanley other than me? Right now, that's one of the things we're struggling with. Another thing, the pauser situation. We are currently like revamping the dashboard, and we're adding a skip feature. And so you're not going to have pause anymore. You're either going to go in and you're going to adjust your date so that you can customize it, or you can skip. Like if you're like, yo, I'm going away, I want everything, I'm going to skip it. You can skip. Or you can cancel. But the pausing feature and functionality is going to be going away. We also want to do better in terms of engagement, customer service. We do an incredible job. We just recently added a team member, but we think we can do better. We want to be even better. And so we're working on some systems and some strategic hires to be able to help you better. I also personally want to double the amount of subscribers that we currently have, active subscribers. That's my goal personally. And that's going to be tough, but I am more amped up and ready to roll than ever before, and I know that I can do it. I know that if I get a little bit of help from some type of cold conversion or just something, I think we can definitely do it. But that for me is my goal. Next year, double the amount of subscribers we've got this year. This is a funny question. Not business related, but which of your watches is your favorite? So I'm a watch guy, right? I love low-end watches, I love high-end watches, and you want to see my favorite? Let me grab it. This is my favorite watch. It is a rose gold Yachtmaster by Rolex, and it's got the rubber band, and it was love at first sight. I actually sold another one of my expensive watches to get this one. And I just absolutely love it. There's something about the rubber. There's something about the rose gold. I never considered myself a rose gold guy, but I saw this in a magazine when it first came out, and I thought to myself, that is the most beautiful watch I've ever seen. But it was super expensive, and I'm like, I'll never pay that much for a watch. What? I've got a problem. Yep. This is my favorite watch. But you know what? It's just a watch. At the end of the day, it's just a watch. At the end of the day, it's just a car. At the end of the day, it's just a brand name, whatever. It doesn't matter. What I love and what gets me excited and what I really love talking about is business. I love feeling successful. I love feeling like I accomplished something. And if you're an entrepreneur and you've got that passion, that burning desire in your belly that you want to work for yourself, you want to start a business, you want to make it happen for yourself, I'm telling you what, there is nothing that I would trade for the feeling that I get just having a successful business. And the success only comes from busting your ass and failing and getting back up and making things happen. And so I think that's probably the way that I'd like to leave this monumental vlog 100 is don't do things for the stuff, right? Because the stuff is a momentary blip on the happiness scale. It doesn't matter. It's just stuff, whatever. But the feeling you get from accomplishing your dreams and your goals and from setting out and making things happen, man, there is nothing that feels better and that's more amazing in my opinion. And Tiege Hanley is part of that story and is part of that journey and is part of that feeling for me. And you've become a part of that family, just like Rob, Kelly, the chemist, Josh, Tom, everybody on our team is, and I wouldn't want to do it without you. And so it's been an absolute pleasure sharing the details, sharing the triumphs, the failures, because we've had both, and we are going to continue to have both. But as long as we have you on our side and we've got you as part of the family, we can get through anything. And so I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know that I speak for the entire Tiege Hanley family and team. We love you more than our, like 3 times more than our double monk strap shoes. Guys, you rock so hard. It is ridiculous. Next week, we start again the climb to number 200. Guys, I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.